Hello everyone, my name is Elle and welcome to my channel. Today I just wanted to do a more laid back, chatty kind of video. I've done these before. I call them Elle tells just because I like things that rhyme. Sometimes these videos get a little emotional, sometimes they're a little controversial. In this particular video I just really wanted to talk to you guys about YouTube stuff. I know I'm not a big YouTuber or anything, but I do treat YouTube somewhat seriously. So I wanted to give you guys an idea kind of what I go through on a daily, weekly, monthly kind of basis with YouTube, what I've put into it so far. Just, I feel like maybe that would help answer some of the questions that I get and maybe ease some of the disappointment. I know some people are disappointed in like my lack of routine and etc, etc. So anyway, I just thought that I would share some of this stuff with you guys. So I do have a drink in my little Elle mug in case I need it because I'm sick. I will talk about that too at the beginning of this. I might as well because people are always like, you're sick again? Really? So for those of you who don't know, I do have a son. He's a toddler now, he's 19 months, and he's in daycare, and he's been bringing home diseases from daycare for like the last 6 months. So it's been rough. I've never been this sick before. Usually I would get sick like twice a year, maybe. And I've been sick consistently, just constantly sick. It's a pain in the butt and I'm tired of it and I don't want to be sick anymore. I'm actually going to get a chest x-ray in a couple days and getting some blood work taken just to make sure it's nothing more serious, just where I've been sick for so long that it needs to be looked at, but I feel like it's just because of all the random diseases that he's picked up that I haven't been exposed to. There's just so many things that go on there, and William, my son, has been sick a lot. Coughing and sneezing, and you know, he's got the runny nose, everything, every possible thing. So anyway, that's why I'm sick. So I wanted to give myself a little bit more time to kind of heal before I tried diving into all of the project updates I'm behind on again, I know. So let's just take an average day. Let's just take today, for example. Tuesday is normally a filming day for me. I don't have a schedule because I really can't have one. The only day I definitely film is Saturdays, and Saturday nights is when I film either my lipstick roulette or my hashtag 365 days of samples. But anyway, let's just stick with the random Tuesday and I will take you through my whole day. So assuming William sleeps in a little bit, my alarm will go up at 6 o'clock, and that's generally when I start getting ready. I take from 6 to 6:30-ish, and then my partner takes from about 6:30 to 7 to get ready. We split it up that way because it just seemed to be the easiest. That way we can make sure that we're both ready and William is ready as well. And so then I start work at 8 o'clock. I work from 8 till 4. Usually during my lunch break, I try and respond to any YouTube comments. I am not always able to respond to everyone. I do my best to respond to people. I wish I was able to respond to people as they're commenting, but I tend to upload my videos pretty late at night, so I tend to use my breaks and lunches at work to respond to comments when I can, and also watch other videos and try and interact with other people as well. And I will also use some of that time to figure out what I want to do like that evening, or just kind of make a list. I usually go through my channel and look at the videos that I've done and see like when project updates need to happen, and I make a list in order of like priority, and then I have a second list that's like the extra videos. These are the other things I want to do. That would be stuff like a chatty video, stuff like makeup, like tutorials or get ready with me's, any sort of other requests that people have that kind of goes in the second column. And then the first column is like the more what I consider to be priority stuff, and that's the project updates, because for like my project pans, because if you let them go for too long, then all of a sudden you've missed basically a month for a project update. And it's okay if it's a big project. Like I just finally got my project 100 pan update uploaded, and that's okay because there's no real definite timelines with that one. But like my project 10 pan roulette, that's a collab which is going to end in June, like I need to get an update of that up in like the next week or so that I have an April update up so that I can have a May update up so I can have the June finale. Like, I can't really miss too much time in there. So I do consider all of those things, and I really do consider my channel right now more of a project panning channel than just like a general beauty channel. So anyway, and then once work is over, it's off to get William at daycare, and then it's dinner time and playtime and cleanup time, all that usual stuff. William usually starts to settle down or want to settle down around 7 o'clock at night, and then he usually ends up falling asleep somewhere between 7:30 and 8. Now sometimes he's up later, and sometimes if he's sick, like, filming's not even a possibility. If that on that random Tuesday where I was hoping to film and William is sick, then it's not happening. So let's say it's 8 o'clock when I finally get down to my room. At this point, this is when I would usually put some music on my phone. Sometimes I watch tutorials on YouTube. Like, if there was something I came across earlier in the day that I was really inspired by, I might reference that again. Or if I was really stuck for what to do, I usually try and look up some tutorials, or I'll just go through some of my favorite people that do tutorials and like look for some inspiration. And even with turning on music and looking at my makeup, like, I just don't know what to do. Sometimes I get in a rut and I just want to do the same thing over and over again, and that's when I try and break free and try and do something else. So the amount of time it takes for me to do my makeup for filming can vary. Like, this is a pretty quick look. It took me like half an hour to do because I didn't spend a whole lot of time on it. It really wasn't anything very special. It's like pink eyeshadow, green eyeshadow, false eyelashes, lots of highlight. That's basically all that I did. Like, you know, I wasn't super careful and just extra as I can be sometimes when I'm getting ready to film, because I have fun with it. I go full force with it. So then by 9 o'clock, I've usually got to paint my nails, figure out what I'm going to do with my hair. You guys probably know that I don't do a whole lot, and my hair doesn't do a whole lot. In cases like this, it's just like, I'll just put a little flower crown on, because that's easy. That's one of the easy go-tos when I really can't figure out what I want to do, or if my hair is just not behaving, then I just put on one of my mini flower crowns. Then we're really at about 9:30 before I'm fully ready to film. And so at 9:30 I make sure that I have everything I need. So if it's a project pan update, I've got all my project items within reach. So everything is gathered. It's roughly 9:30. I turn on all of the lights around me. So I actually have 3 soft boxes, 2 umbrella lights, and a ring light. And I still get so many complaints about my lighting. I've spent about $300 on my lighting, and then the ring light was a gift. So I have invested quite a bit. The main problem with my lighting is my camera. I have an old Sony Handycam that I got in 2013. It was old when I got it, like it was an old model when I got it. I got it specifically for YouTube purposes. That's why I asked for it for Christmas way back when, because I really wanted to like dedicate myself to YouTube, and that didn't work for a very long time. But I thought the Handycam would be the better option for me as opposed to the Canon cameras that I know a lot of people use, because I thought that there was just quite a steep learning curve. I've talked about before that I need a new camera, and I was thinking about getting a new Handycam, and then I was like, you know, a lot of people who do beauty videos use the Canon cameras for a reason. And if I want to improve my channel, I feel like I need to go that route. Some of the more expensive Handycams are great. They're also kind of hard to find. And I feel like something like the 80D is probably going to be more accessible. And I would put it on a Best Buy payment plan like I've done with my iMac, which I will talk about. And I'm hoping to do that at least by the fall, because that's what I'll have my iMac paid off for. If things keep going the way that they're going, I'll have it paid off in fall. So I will hopefully then have the new camera, and then things will be better and lighting will be better. I've tried to change the settings in my camera, and it's a white balance issue, and it's set to automatically change, and I've tried setting it to manual and it never stays at manual, and I can't figure out why. And it's my camera not responding to what I'm telling it to do. So I do need a new camera. I acknowledge that. It's not the lighting. So I just want to say that, because I know I've had people say like, use natural lighting. I can't. This room does not have any natural lighting, and even if it did, most of the year I would not have time to film with natural lighting anyway. Like, I'm not filming till late at night. There's no natural light then anyway. So I am stuck with the artificial lighting, but I have invested quite a bit of it in it. It's just disappointing that that isn't reflected. So depending on the video, it can take me anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour to film it. It depends on how much I talk, what I need to talk about. If I'm doing a lot of close-up shots, I started doing them within the video as opposed to doing them separately. That's part of me having YouTube as a hobby and not as a job. It definitely looks better when I'm not just holding something up in front of my face. It looks better when I have like the product, holding the product, and I've got like this background, or I can hold it in front of the candle, and you know, like the professional beauty gurus and stuff do. But I found if I had to merge those different film clips, it took twice as long for me to edit. And so I started to value my time a little bit more, because I felt like it wasn't really making that big of a difference. Like, it looks better to do those product inserts when I'm not in screen, but it was taking me like an extra hour to edit, and it just wasn't worth it for me. The average project pan video, I probably have about 40 minutes of footage for, and however long the video footage is, double it, and that's how long it takes to edit normally, unless it's something like lipstick roulette, which takes like 4 hours to edit. But normally that's how I can guesstimate how much time it's going to take me to edit a specific kind of video. There's a lot of different factors, but that's just the general one. So let's say 40 minutes of filming, I'm done. It's roughly 10:15. Now at that point, depending on the night, I would usually call it a day. And then the next night, the day would repeat as per normal, and then in the evening, I would edit. I don't normally film and edit in the same night unless I got to film earlier and I had less footage and it doesn't take as long. Something like my Pan That Palette update I can usually do all in one night, because those updates tend to be short. But on average that doesn't happen, so it's usually the next night when I would edit whatever I filmed the day before. And so it's the same sort of thing. After William goes to sleep, instead of coming down to my room to film, I go on my computer. And I have an iMac now. I got one in the fall, and I got one specifically for YouTube. I previously had, and I still have it, it was a Sony laptop, and I was using Windows Movie Maker, which is a very, very terrible program and very limited. There's really nothing you can do with that besides basic, like, cutting your footage. Like, I could edit my footage down, but I really couldn't do anything to it. With iMovie, I have so many more options. There's so much more I can do, and one of the better things about it is that I can easily layer clips so that I can be talking but showing you something else. That's a lifesaver for lipstick roulette. Like, if I did not have my iMac, I could not do lipstick roulette. It just would not be a possibility, because with Movie Maker you can't layer footage like that. So I got iMovie to open up more possibilities for me so I could make better videos, and I use the revenue from my AdSense from my YouTube videos to pay for my iMac. Then once I finished editing the video, I save it. Depending on how long it is will depend on how long it takes to save. Once it's saved, then I go to upload it to YouTube. While it's uploading to YouTube, I work on the description box, which is usually cut and paste from that previous update. That's the good thing about already having it done, is that I can copy and paste with all the products already listed and everything in the description box already. If it's a new project or something new where I have to list stuff, well then I have to type everything in, which can take some time. Once the description box is done, the title's up, I will make sure I have all my tags in to make sure people can find my video depending on what it is, and then I will make my thumbnail in PicMonkey because that's the program I find easiest to use right now. So I do have a paid PicMonkey membership. It's like $70 or something for the year. It's worth it. I make my little thumbnail, upload my thumbnail, and my video's set. And at that point, I usually just have everything set okay so that as soon as it finishes processing, it goes live. I don't usually hold it back. Like some people wait and hold it back until like HD is available. I don't bother. Usually I just let it go and then it's live and that's it. And the cycle continues. But I think you guys can get a good idea about how much time I spend on YouTube. It's a lot of time. I do take it pretty seriously, even though it is a hobby. And I'm stuck in between trying to treat it as more than a hobby, but also being limited by so many other things, you know? I don't have endless hours to spend on my YouTube channel because I have a full-time job. But I do try my hardest, and it's also why I can't get every video done that I want to get done. And that's something I wanted to address because I know I get a lot of requests for videos. People will ask for kind of random things sometimes, something I'll mention or something that they thought of, and most of the time they're really good ideas. And I really appreciate every idea people give, but sometimes it's not within the realm of possibility for me, or sometimes it's something that I quite frankly just wouldn't be good at. I've had a lot of people recently ask for the review on the ColourPop eyeshadows, which I didn't do, but I did film, but I didn't like it. When I looked at it later, I just was like, I'm mean and negative without really any substance there. Like, I just don't like the ColourPop pressed eyeshadows, and that's basically all I said. And I just didn't want to put that up because it just did not have a lot of substance to it. So I kept putting off redoing it and putting off and putting off and putting off. And then it gets to a point where I'm like, should I still do this? And then I feel like people get a little upset because I said I was going to do it and then I didn't do it. And it's like, it's not because I'm ignoring your idea or because I don't necessarily want to do it, but because I couldn't figure out exactly which way to frame the idea, and then time got away from me, and now I'm like, do I still do it? And I just feel sort of awkward sometimes about request videos. It's like, how long do you go before it's too late to make the video? But I feel like people are going to stop asking for videos if I don't start doing them. But the thing is, I just don't have unlimited time. And where I'm doing so many projects, which I feel like is the priority with my channel, like that's what I feel like anyway, that if I feel like I have to put those things first. And if I don't put them first, then like I mentioned earlier, then all of a sudden I'm so behind at them, and then I don't have as many updates as I feel like I should have. But that's why I don't always do request videos, and it's because I just don't have the time. And with my camera, I don't have a lot of battery life. I don't have a large memory card because I didn't bother getting one for this camera at this point. I figure I'll get what's appropriate for the next one as opposed to trying to get a new one now. But I usually either end up running out of memory or my battery dies. So I can't do usually more than one video in a night anyway. So if I was going to do like a get ready with me or film me doing my makeup, I wouldn't be able to film the project update or anything else because I'd run out of battery life. I'd have to charge my camera and I'd be looking at doing nothing for an hour waiting to charge my camera, but then that would bring me too late. And if I can't start filming a video at like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, it's not going to be good for anybody involved. I just can't focus that late and I'm getting too tired, and then I kind of self-sabotage for the next day, and I always have to think that William could get up early. That puts me in a really bad position for the next day, for work, and then if I was hoping to edit or film again the next night, like that's basically not going to happen because I'll be too tired. So there's a lot of things I have to consider that way, and that's one thing I wanted to just let people know, that I try the best that I can, but YouTube is not my job. Anyway, I know this was sort of rambly and I talked in circles for a little bit, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this gave you guys a little bit more information about me and my YouTube channel. If you guys have any questions for me, if you guys want to know anything more, let me know. I can answer you in the comments. I can do another Elle Tells video if you wanted to hear me talk about anything specifically about like YouTube goals or what I'm working towards or any of that stuff. Just let me know. I've got lots of thoughts, I've got lots of opinions, and I love sharing them with you guys, and that's why I like these Elle Tell videos, because I can just be really honest and truthful with you guys, and I can just tell you what's on my mind. So I know they're not everyone's favorite thing. I totally get that. And I do promise that there will be more Project Pan updates and that stuff coming up really, really soon. Anyway, that's all I have to say. I'm sure this was a long enough video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I will see you in my next one. Bye.